Welcome to the PLZ Soccer Show. I'm Peter Martin. Alan Ruff is here with me. It's the last chance you'll see Ruffy with this long 1970s mullet hairstyle. It looks as if there's a haircut on the way, Ruffy. You're going to change.
Yeah, it'd be a sort of a shorter mullet rather than the long one.
Just out of curiosity, before we start talking about all the football stuff, have you ever thought about changing it from the 1970s style that you've had for all that time?
No, I've tried a few things.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still battle scarred for the perm, so I'm quite happy with the mullet.
Yep, of course, something to look out for. 40 years now, Ruffy, since
40
Argentina?
years this year, yeah.
Yep, we're going to have a special interview with Ruffy on what went wrong in Argentina. Ruffy's going to tell us everything, basically. No holds barred. He's kind of danced around the story for 40 years, but this time there's a harder Ruffy. It's time to tell all, so look out for that interview. Okay, lots of things happening today. Stephen Thompson, the Dundee United chairman, has resigned. It's been a turbulent 10 years, to say the least, Ruffy.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been very turbulent since his dad left. I think his dad was a big favourite of the Dundee United fans. He pumped a lot of money, family money, into the club, and the supporters got right behind him. But obviously, since Stephen Thompson's been there, things haven't been as rosy, you know, for whatever reasons. I don't think the fans ever bought into what he was trying to do at the club. And that obviously filtered down to where Dundee United are in the playing side just now.
Yeah, well, I don't think too many people will be grieving at his departure, to be perfectly honest with you. I think communication was possibly one of his biggest problems, or the way he communicated to the fans. They certainly were not happy with his tenure as chairman. And when you look back over the 10 years, a lot of highlights that have been basically put out today in the club statement is that, you know, he was there when they got to the Scottish Cup final and won it under Peter Houston. But of course, Peter Houston left under a cloud. There was Jackie McNamara leaving under a cloud, and then of course all these appointments that didn't quite work out for them, from Mixu Patalainen, Ray McKinnon sacked too early in my mind, and then the appointment of Shaba Laszlo. Over the 10 years, I look at a lot of things that in the end leave Dundee United wallowing in the Championship and looking unlikely to get out of it.
Yeah, I think the biggest one for the supporters was the way he dismantled the team single-handedly over a short space of time, sold most of their good players and never replaced them by any quality at all, and that's just where Dundee United are just now. So obviously it's been on the cards that he's obviously not enjoying everything that he's doing, and I'm sure if somebody else was to come in with more money and want to see Dundee United back to where they were, then that'd be good.
Yep, so Mike Martin is going to take over as chairman. He's already started the wheels in motion of trying to look for more money. I think the key is possibly, for me, next season. I genuinely don't see them getting out of the Championship this season.
No, I think whoever goes in there needs to get the fans to buy into it. It's not going to happen this year. They're going to have to wait another year, and that'll just be up to how much you can convince them, because obviously Dundee United fans want to be back at the top. I'm like you, I think they'll have to wait another year.
Yep, okay, so he's resigned. It's a new era for United in the boardroom, but what about at Ross County? Owen Coyle has stated that his family were too far away. It was a problem when he was manager at Dingwall. When you look at his record overall, he's obviously met up with Roy McGregor. They've come to a decision that he's going to resign. I have a sneaky feeling, it's only a personal opinion, I think Roy McGregor's looked at it and thought 4 wins out of the 22 games, just not good enough.
No, you're right. As we all know, your family always comes first, and if that is the situation, then you would feel sorry for him. But he took the job knowing the circumstances of where his family were going to be. Maybe he thought his family were going to come up there. But I'm like you, I think this is a behind the scenes thing. I think the owner up there has had 3 or 4 decisions that he's made that everybody was a wee bit surprised with. We all know how much he backs his managers, but I think now he's in a perilous position of maybe going out of this league, and he doesn't like the sound of that, and I think he's been moved on.
Yeah, and maybe the little hint of unrest in the dressing room as well, talk of certainly a bit of bad feeling over some of the conduct of some of the players as well has started to surface.
Yeah, it's always the case. You know, if you listen to managers, when things happen in the dressing room, they always seem to try and say, let's keep it, and whatever happens in the dressing room, you keep in the dressing room. But I think maybe the owner has had something to say about this, you know, with the manager. Maybe he's not happy the way these things were handled, and that might have just been the start of, you know, the split. And obviously, as you said, the run of games without wins have all just come together, and that's what the decision's been made.
Okay, so many matches across all the divisions in Scotland have fallen foul of the weather. The matches that seem to be able to go ahead are all the quarter-final ties in the Scottish Cup. Now, I personally think this is a bad move, Ruffy, because I think the weather is still atrocious. I look at the biting wind, I look at the roads that a lot of fans are going to have to take to on a Saturday. I don't think too many of them will be taking the road to Celtic Park. It's not on the season book, it's a Scottish Cup tie, and it's bitter conditions. I question, you know, why you would want to actually have these matches on in a week like this.
Yeah, well, I think as far as Celtic's concerned, they don't want a backlog of fixtures. Obviously, they've been playing Wednesday, Saturday for a long, long time. That would be their reason. I just hope that none of these games fall foul of the weather deteriorating, because 9 times out of 10 it's the referee that gets the blame, you know, for not calling the games off. So whoever has said, no, these games are going to go ahead, they better make sure they go ahead, because supporters, the good hardened supporters, will make an effort to go to these games. So let's hope they all go ahead.
Yeah, let's hope they all wrap up warm. Let's hope you all take supplies in the car. Let's hope you take a duvet. I would take extra jackets. I'd wear long johns. I'd wear a hat. I'd wear what you call, I think they call it a scoosh. It's one of these ones that goes up over the top of your face. I don't think you need to worry about being in a fashion parade for the weekend football, Ruffy.
No, and it just, I still shake my head when you see the guy who just wears nothing at all in the crowd. Yeah. You know, the guy who just thinks it's not that cold, and he has nothing, none of these items you're talking about. So let's hope we don't see many of them.
Yes, absolutely. Ruffy's talking about the great unhinged. It's as simple as that. Who goes to a football match and takes all your clothes off and stands there as if you're hard as nails? Yeah, you know who you are. Don't forget to call us, email us, send us your photograph. We're down to see it. We'll put it on the programme. Celtic Morton, I can only see Celtic winning this one with a couple of goals to spare. Yeah,
I think it depends how early Celtic score. You know, Morton will try and obviously hold out for as long as possible. You would think the firepower that Celtic has got will wear them down. It might be the second half. I think possibly 2-0 Celtic.
Okay, the other one is Aberdeen-Kilmarnock. The game is on. You're asking Kilmarnock fans to travel across the bridge all the way up to Aberdeen. I think it's a complete act of lunacy. You know, over the last 48 hours, 72 hours, in fact, we've had snowdrifts, we've had the wind, we've had icy conditions on the road. Why would a Kilmarnock fan in his right mind head to Pittodrie?
Well, you'd have to be a hardened supporter. You know, obviously the Scottish Cup is a big, big tournament for clubs like Kilmarnock. They'll go up there thinking in the form that they're in, you know, they'll get something out of that game. But you're right, it's a fair old hike if you're down in Ayrshire to go all the way up there. We don't know what the weather's going to be like at any given time. So well done to the supporters who make the effort.
Yeah, Derek McInnes at Aberdeen, he's had a rough time. Basically, you've got a situation where they've lost to Hibs, they've lost to Celtic, they're in a battle with Rangers for second place. I think a lot of the fans will be looking and thinking, we want to see the Dons in the Scottish Cup final. So I think anything less than a victory here, and people will start criticising Derek for this one. I think they've got to win. I think they will win by the odd goal.
Yeah, I think you're right. We heard the Aberdeen supporters with the way they responded after the Rangers defeats. They weren't happy at all. They'll want a run. Now they want to be in Europe. They obviously like going to cup finals. So I agree with you. If this was to go Kilmarnock's way, I think a lot of Aberdeen supporters will be venting you'll hear them.
Yeah, venting their anger.
Yes, by booing.
Yes, absolutely. There you are. You can tell when Ruffy was gritting his teeth there, he meant it. Motherwell against Hearts. Full marks to the Motherwell team around Fir Park area. They've been working tirelessly. They've been trying to get the park ready for this one. Motherwell against Hearts. If we're talking about a game that could provide us with maybe a little upset, it's not a shock, but I think Motherwell can take Hearts.
I think Motherwell have got to take it at the first game. I don't think they'll get a second chance. I think they're in good form just now. I think the boy Main will cause problems, and Hearts' problem is getting that second goal. We all know they can get one and try and see out the game. I think teams are now beginning to catch on to the style of play. So for me, this is Motherwell's one and only chance of winning.
Are they going to win it?
I think they will. I don't know why, but I think they will. I think they'll just nick it by the odd goal.
Okay, and the last one, Barry Ferguson's a regular on our programme now. He's part of the team. He reckons that they should give Graham Murty the job full time for next season as well. I think that's just going a wee bit too early. I'd tell Barry if he was here. I'm not scared of him, Robbie. I would tell him, you've got it wrong. Don't give Graham Murty the job right now. Nothing's been won and lost, but I think they'll win against a resurgent Falcon.
No, I don't think Graham Murty's done anything wrong, but I do think there are a lot of deciding factors for him to get that job. I think they need to finish second. I think they need to get into Europe. They certainly need to get into the final of this cup, win it or not. I mean, all these things, if they were positive, I think he would have a good chance, because let's not forget that there were no candidates. That's why they gave him the job.
Yeah, Rangers to win by a couple of goals.
Yeah, I would say 3-0.
Yep, okay. So one more than a couple for Ruffy. Okay, we're giving you predictions for the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. Let me focus on the one burning subject down south, Arsene Wenger. I think his time is up. I think they've got to sit down with him and say, look, with a bit of dignity, let's orchestrate your departure from the Emirates. Enough is enough. I think the Arsenal fans are just demoralised. They've lost again to Manchester City, this time in their own backyard in the Emirates Stadium, and City were absolutely mesmerising to watch. Arsenal have fallen so far behind, 30 points behind Manchester City. That's unacceptable. Yeah,
I don't think he can dig himself out of this hole, but it's a shame to see somebody like this who's got into this position. Obviously everything he's done in the early days at Arsenal, I always feel as if a manager should be remembered for the good times and not the bad, so it has to be amicable. I'd hate to see people throwing him out, they're chasing him out the door. I would like him to come to the decision, and I think he would be respected a lot more if it was him moving on rather than that sacked word.
Yes, I think they can work out a deal for him. He's not exactly short of a bob or two. All I would suggest to you, Ruffy, is I think the fans would then look back. 2 or 3 FA Cups is one thing, but I think a lot of them will look back at the halcyon days when Arsenal were the Invincibles. That's the team that he can be proud of. As far as the board are concerned, I think Stan Kroenke and others will look back at Arsene Wenger and say, wow, what a great manager he was. 16 or 17 consecutive Champions League appearances, all the money that paid the stadium off quicker. Yep,
I think these are the things that he should be remembered for. Obviously it doesn't look as if it's going to be Champions League this year for them, but I think, as I say and keep repeating myself, let it be his decision. Let it be him that decides to go. And I think if it comes that way, I think he'll get a great reception if he leaves. If it turns out that he leaves in that manner.
Yeah, and do you think he'll get to the end of the season?
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, I think he's done enough. I don't think the board were going to do something in panic. They would have done it before now. So, and I think the right thing is to let him see the season out.
Yeah, do you think they're going to let him see if he can win the Europa League and get into the Champions League?
Yeah, well, that would be a good parting gift, to go. You have to say that of all the teams that are in there, they would be one of the favourites on their day. They play a European style of football and they're good to watch.
Okay, you can give us your view at PLZ Soccer on Twitter and facebook.com/PLZ Soccer. We usually, over the last couple of weeks, have been picking your Player of the Year nominees, our Team of the Season. I'm almost certain that the Team of the Week has to be the emergency services and everyone else who's out there driving gritters, male, female. They've been working tirelessly, not only to get football grounds ready, but to keep us safe on the roads. Hopefully, you're not going to travel too far. You'll stick with us. You'll get all the up-to-date news on plzsoccer.com. Don't forget you can download the app on Google Play and also in the App Store on Apple devices as well. PLZ Soccer, download the app if you can. And if you want to send us your thoughts on your favourite team and your manager, you can by simply recording a video in the video reporter section of the app, and we'll feature you on the programme on a regular basis. Give us your thoughts on your team or anything that's dominating the sports headlines. From Ruffy and myself, thanks for watching.